course, we'll be following all the local high school teams around the area. Also, so many good players all over mid-Missouri, including Dylan Hare. Blair Oaks High School, the Falcons quarterback, is the third of the Hare brothers to lead the Blair Oaks offense. 10 straight years of Falcon Hares at QB. The last 3 seasons, Dylan has started 39 games. He's amassed over 11,000 yards. He already holds the school records for total yards and rushing with 1 year to play. He accounted for 68 touchdowns last year alone, won a state championship in 2020. That is the goal this season.
I call it freakism because he's just a freak athlete. I'm disappointed in the amount of attention he does get because he's so nonchalant. He's so team-oriented. I don't think he gets the attention sometimes he deserves.
I mean, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. I want to stay here, and, I mean, we win games, so that's what we like.
Well, this kid's really at a whole different level of kids that have come through high school football.
I mean, he pushes me every day, makes me better. I mean, he knows how to get to me and make me work.
But I think when you take everything away, the thing that's most unique about him, as talented as he is, he's even a better teammate, and he's better with the guys than any kid I've ever seen.
And watching my brothers and everything, and then finally being my senior year, I mean, it feels nice.
How do you want to finish off this season?
State champs.
What a great career, and we will see the final chapter of the Hares at Blair Oaks. Watch Football Friday night. Number 1 will try to lead the Falcons to number 1. Today marked the first official day for high school fall practices, where the Falcons held their first preseason practice this morning. Ted LePage back as head coach. He's had a lot of great teams at Blair Oaks, and this year could be another one. Led by senior all-state quarterback Dylan Hare, the Falcons were 9-3 last season. That's good for about any other school, but disappointing at Blair Oaks. With a strong returning cast, I should say. Watch out for Blair Oaks to bounce back this season.
We were a good football team last year, but we just didn't have the maturity of a senior-laden football team. We only had 5 seniors last year. We have, 18, 19 starters back. It's incredible when you start looking at the experience, but experience is only as good as it serves you for that moment.
We'll hear from Dylan Hare and some of the other Blair Oaks seniors later this week.
Kicked off tonight with jamborees across mid-Missouri. Lots of teams in action in the final tune-up for next week's openers. Starting things off in Wardsville, the Blair Oaks Jamboree, Helias and Southern Boone making the trip. The Falcons and Satyrs squared off at the beginning of the night. Senior quarterback Dylan Hare hands off to Elijah Luckett, and he powers in for 6. First score of the night to the Falcons. On the very next play, Hare off the play action, drops it right into the breadbasket for Adam Hall, and he takes it all the way down the sideline. Touchdown Falcons. First team offense clicking for Blair Oaks. Helias will get its first score of the game on the second team. Sam Wyrick rolls out, finds Maddox Alfoltis in the end zone. Blair Oaks bests Helias in the first matchup, 2-1.
The high school football season kicks off tomorrow, our first football Friday night. Among the many teams in mid-Missouri to keep an eye on, the Blair Oaks Falcons, who finished up a practice today before game 1 starts tomorrow. Maryville at Warrensburg tomorrow night. Blair Oaks is coming off a 9-3 season, but they were not happy with that. 3 losses is not the norm at Blair Oaks. The Falcons have a lot of experience, though, coming back, and some seniors who want to go out on top.
We pride ourselves on having high expectations here, and when we don't meet those, it's kind of disappointing. But I think we'll do better than that this year.
Last year we were pretty young, so this year we got a lot of people back, a lot of experience. Hope to go far.
We have the same energy. I think our guys have a different edge on us considering what happened last year.
You got to think of it as your last year, but I just want to go play.
And it will be fun to watch Dylan Hare play this season. His final as the senior quarterback is one of the best we've had here in mid-Missouri. Football Friday night kicks off tomorrow. Welcome back. Welcome to our opening night coverage of high school season football. 17 games to highlight here in mid-Missouri will begin. Blair Oaks Falcons on the road meeting Maryville and Warrensburg tonight. Thanks to our Midmo Sports Online and Dick Aldrich for the highlights here. Falcons open the scoring midway through the first half. Dylan Hare in the first quarter, the keeper. Couple moves, 11 yards, touchdown Blair Oaks, 7-0. Second quarter, it's now 14-7 Hare. using his legs again, this time down the near sideline, breaks a tackle at the 35, and he's gone. 63 yards into the end zone, 21-7 Falcons. Maryville again got within 7, but another big play from here, this time to the air. Adam Hall, 63-yard touchdown play here with 7 total touchdowns tonight. 5 on the ground, 2 in the air. Falcons win a wild one, 54-42. High school football is underway. Had an opening night, Football Friday night, and again this year we have a group of local sports writers and broadcasters who are voting in the KRCG 13 Prep Power Poll. And the large schools, Elias Catholic is #1, a good win at Hannibal. Camdenton looks to have a powerhouse team in it too. Jefferson City, Capital City, and Smith Cotton all with first wins. Watch out for Rockbridge. Small schools, Blair Oaks and Hallsville are 1-2. Centralia is 3. Good win over Mexico, then Owensville and North Callaway. Don't forget to go to KRCG Twitter and Facebook to vote on our Play of the Week. Good evening. Welcome to week number 2 of the high school football season. Good matchups all over Central Missouri. Home opener for the Blair Oaks Falcons. They beat Maryville in a shootout last week. Another huge test. Lutheran North 2020 state playoff rematch. Blair Oaks ranked 2nd in the Class 2 state poll. Visiting Crusaders 4th in Class 3. Not much scoring in the first half. Blair Oaks defense coming up big. Brayson Varner gets to the Crusader quarterback, strips the ball loose, and look at Holden Brand, the senior linebacker. Picks it up. He'll take it all away for the touchdown. Only points of the entire first half. Blair Oaks went to the locker room leading 7-0, but it must have been a pretty good pep talk at halftime. Blair Oaks comes out blazing in the third quarter thanks to Dick Aldrich, Midmo Sports Online for the video. Dylan Hare scored 4 rushing touchdowns in the third quarter alone from 17, then 45, and this from 83. Also a 58-yard score. Falcons win it 35-0 over Lutheran North. Wow.
Week 2 of the high school football season is in the books. Some spectacular plays were showcased under the lights. We've nominated 3 for this week's Play of the Week. In battle, Spartans quarterback Justin Goolsby dropping back to throw. He looks for his man Keelan Horn, going over the defender to snag this one. Great catch there. That catch would help battle on the score on the drive. They would end up falling to Capital City, however, in a shootout, 41-32. Let's go to the Blair Oaks Lutheran Northern match. Falcons getting pressure in the backfield, and they would get to the quarterback and jar the ball loose. Holden Brand would recover it, and he's off to the races, and no one would catch him. That play was one of many that helped Blair Oaks get the job done in the 34-0 shootout. Switching to our last Play of the Week nominee, Jefferson City Jays taking on Hannibal. It's Rodney Wilson with the house call here, breaking tackles left and right. He's got nothing but daylight in front of him. He scores on the big run. Voting for nominees opens up tomorrow. You can vote on either our Twitter or Facebook page. Winners will be announced later on in the week.
Good evening. Another big football Friday night in mid-Missouri. This is week number 3 of the high school season. We'll begin our coverage. The Blair Oaks Falcons. We're back on the home field tonight in Wardsville, where Tony Mullins spent the evening.
That's right. Blair Oaks, another great start to the year. #1 in our Mid-Missouri Prep Power Poll. Pitched a shutout last week, but beat a very good state-ranked Lutheran North team. Tonight, the Tri-County Conference opener. Falcons and the Osage Indians. And how about this? For the first play from scrimmage, Dylan Hare fumbles the snap, so he's got to find someone quick. Gets it to Nick Klosser. Look at him go down the sideline. You know, last week, Blair Oaks didn't score an offensive touchdown in the first half. Tonight, they scored one on the first play. 7-0 Falcons, and they were far from done. Next possession, 4th down and 4. It's Hare to Klosser again. Breaks some tackles, 24 yards for the Falcon touchdown. That'll get a thumbs up from the guys in Wardsville. Falcons get one more before the end of the quarter. It's Hayden Lackman up the gut, 31 yards. He's in. 21-0 Blair Oaks after one quarter. Osage would get back in it briefly. First play of the second quarter, Connor Vaughn, the quarterback, he'll take it 43 yards to pay dirt. Indians on the board, but the Falcons answer just over a minute later. Hare, the pump fake to Alec Weberg. This one covers 41 yards. That combination, Hare to Weberg, they hooked up for 3 touchdowns in the second quarter. Blair Oaks led 49-7 at halftime. 6 TD passes for Dylan Hare on the night. 56 20-13. The final score, Blair Oaks all over Osage. They didn't do much in the first half last week. They didn't need that halftime pep talk from Coach LePage tonight.
You remember the two teams that beat Blair Oaks in the Tri-County last year?
Yes, I do, and they had a great game at the end of the regular season last year.
Yeah, unbelievable, and a great game tonight.
Perfect start to the season by the Elias Crusaders and Blair Oaks Falcons. Both area teams are #1 in our Mid-Missouri Prep Power Poll, as voted on by local sportscasters and broadcasters from Columbia, Jefferson City, the Lake, Fulton, Boonville, Owensville, and more. Big School Division, 3-0 Elias. Still atop the poll, Camdenton 2, the surprising Capital City Cavaliers, 3-0 for the first time ever. In at #3, Rockbridge is 4 after a win over Jeff City. The Jays fall to 5. Small schools classes 1 through 3. Blair Oaks and Centralia are 1-2. Good start for 3-0 Eldon. Herman unbeaten at 4. Boonville, who came up with that thrilling win over Hallsville last Friday night, is #5. Some very good teams knocking at the door to get into the poll.
Welcome to week #4 of the high school football season. All kinds of highlights to show you from 17 games around Mid-Missouri. We'll begin. The Blair Oaks Falcons, #1 in our Mid-Missouri Prep Power Poll, 2nd ranked in Class 2 state poll, playing California High tonight. The Pintos, hey, they came out playing hard. Brooks Volkart up the gut, short touchdown run, 7-0 California on top, but look out. Here comes Blair Oaks. Next drive, Hayden Lackman takes it in from 5 yards out, 7-7 game. Blair Oaks special teams getting in on the act. Late first quarter, Jake Hagner blocks the punt, sets up the Falcons with good field position. That would lead to this. First play of the second quarter, Dylan Hare fakes the throw. Check out the moves. Dancing his way through the California defense, 27 yards to pay dirt. Blair Oaks takes the lead. Falcons scored 28 points in the second quarter. Hare again on the ground. This time, just a 79-yard touchdown run. Hare with 3 TDs on the ground, 3 more through the air. Blair Oaks pulls away 52-14. The Falcons are a perfect 4-0. High school football moves into week #5. This Friday night, only a few teams are still unbeaten. That includes the Blair Oaks Falcons, who are a perfect 4-0. The Falcons remain #1 in our Mid-Missouri Prep Power Poll, as voted on by local sports writers and sportscasters. We'll be live at Blair Oaks this coming Friday night for the Central Bank KRCG tailgate. Here's a look at the Power Poll with Blair Oaks 1, Centralia in at 2, Herman 3, then Boonville, and the Russellville Indians. They keep making some school history. 4 straight wins this season. Russellville in at 5, first time ever in our rankings. There's a change atop the large schools, classes 4 through 6. Camdenton, the lone unbeaten team, moves up to #1. Elias falls to 2 after that loss to Cardinal Ritter. The Crusaders will host Rockbridge on Friday. The Bruins are 3, then Capital City and Jeff City round out the top 5.
I'm at Blair Oaks tonight. Central Bank tailgate Falcons stepping on the field as the #1 team in Class 2, battling Boonville. Pirates beat Blair Oaks in the regular season last year. Third play from scrimmage, senior quarterback Dylan Hare on the keeper, 7-0, and the touchdown. Next series, Hare again further out. Take a look at this. Dodges multiple Pirate defenders all the way in, 14-0. Next series, Hare hands off to the senior wideout Adam Hall. Hall around the end. He stays in bounds, takes it 63 yards to the house. Falcons up 21-zip. Pirates were fighting back, though. Senior quarterback Colby Caden drops one across the middle to Jackson Johns, and he is gone. Boonville on the board, 21-6, but all Falcons after that. 3rd and 11. Hare finds Zach Prenger. Prenger does the rest, 28-6. Hare now has the passing record for Blair Oaks High School career. Hare dumps one to Alec Weberg. He can't be wrapped up. 35-6 Falcons, and that wasn't all. Freshman Hayden Lackman would take a handoff later, punches it in, 42-13, heading to halftime, 52-13. The final, Blair Oaks is 5-0. Fastest 4 through 6 in Mid-Missouri. Rockbridge moves up to 2 after a 4th straight win. beating Elias. Capital City is 3. The Crusaders fall to 4. Jeff City is 5. Blair Oaks remains number 1 in the state in Class 2. Also number 1 in our small school prep power poll, classes 1 through 3. Herman moves up to 2. Centralia is 3. Then Russellville in at 4. The Indians are a perfect 5-0. Harrisburg is 5. Hey, a beautiful night for high school football homecomings and rivalry games on this week. Number 6 of the season will begin our coverage. CG13's Tony Mullen spent the evening in Wardsville. Watched the state's number 1 ranked Blair Oaks Falcons.
Yeah, had that test in week 1 against Maryville, and really since then they've made it look pretty easy. 5-0 in the season. Their last 4 weeks, winning by an average of 49-10.
Domination.
That's domination, and there's more of it tonight. Falcons welcoming the winless Versailles Tigers, and boy, they just made it look easy again. Dylan Hare, nowhere to go, so he's going to bounce back to the right side, and he's got plenty of room. This is a 50-yard touchdown run on the opening possession. Falcons take a 7-0 lead. That was the offense. How about some defense? Versailles trying to run the ball. Who's got it? Well, it's Bryson Varner taking it away for Blair Oaks, and he'll go for a touchdown, 14-0. After a safety on a bad punt made it 16-0. Now it's time for the special teams for Blair Oaks. Joey Wilde fields the free kick. He's going to find a seam, and he's going to go the distance. This is about 5 minutes into the game, and it's already 23-0. Falcons having fun. They weren't done. Hayden Lackman with one of his 3 first-half touchdown runs. It was 37-0 after a quarter. A lot of fireworks in Wardsville tonight. Early second after an interception. Falcons punch it in again. Zach Prenger. 51-6 at halftime. We were dancing in the stands in Wardsville tonight. 65-6. The final score. Blair Oaks, another big win. Now 6-0 on the season, on the road to play Eldon next Friday night.
Can anybody beat that team?
It doesn't look like it right now.
They're fun to watch.
That they are, yes.
Thanks, Tony Mullen. Hallsville Indians hosting the good evening. It felt a lot more like football tonight. 17 games around mid-Missouri and beyond to highlight, including just the third ever matchup between Jefferson City and Elias. We'll begin our coverage tonight for Eldon at Mustang Memorial Park, but they had to battle the state's top-ranked Blair Oaks Falcons, who came out fast. They usually do. Short touchdown by Brady Kerperin. 3 yards and in. Dylan Hare, another big night. Zach Prenger on the receiving end of this one, 15 yards to the score, 14-0. Blair Oaks just keeps on scoring. Hare to the air again. Finding Adam Hall. All of this in the first quarter. It was 21-zip. And Hare to Hall again. Same connection. Look at this nifty play. 37-yard connection, 28-zip. Dylan with 4 touchdown passes in the first quarter alone. This was his 4th. Hare to Alec Weberg from 15. Hare added a long touchdown run in the second quarter. Blair Oaks led it 56-6 at the half. They roll on to the 76-22 win. The Falcons are a perfect 7-0. Just 2 weeks remaining in the regular season for high school football. Districts are quickly approaching. A handful of teams are separating themselves in this week's Prep Power Poll. The big school top 5 remains unchanged. Camdenton at 1, Rockbridge is 2. Then it's Elias, Capital City, and Jefferson City. Some movement in the small school poll. Outside the top 2 spots, those still belong to undefeated Blair Oaks and 1-loss Centralia. Herman jumps from 4 to 3 after a win. Russellville drops from 3 to 4 despite remaining undefeated. Rounding out the poll, Osage in at number 5. Good evening. Welcome to a Football Friday night, week number 8 of the high school season. 17 games to highlight around mid-Missouri. Well, not many unbeaten teams in Missouri. Blair Oaks is one of those. Tony Mullen spent the night in Wardsville.
That's right, and the Falcons looking forward to this one. Remember last year's game with Hallsville? Falcons lost that one on a heartbreaker. 11 seconds left when Hallsville scored that winning touchdown. That helped propel the Indians to a Tri-County Conference title in 2021. Falcons looking for some revenge tonight. A lot of points again this evening, but this time it was only on one side of the scoreboard. Falcons on the opening possession. Dylan Hare from 4 yards out, 7-0 Blair Oaks. Later in the first, another touchdown drive. Hare gonna fake the handoff. Yeah, he's still got the football. He's in the end zone yet again. It's 13-0. And how about some special teams? Moments later, the Falcons block the punt right to Doug Blaha. That's an easy little 10-yard return there. It's 19-0 after a quarter. More Falcons in the second. It's Hare again, and check out the effort on this one. He will not be denied, spinning, dragging tacklers into the end zone. 3 touchdown runs for Hare, and then he went ahead and threw 3 more touchdowns in the second quarter. This one, 41 yards to Zach Pringer, was 48-0 at the half. Blair Oaks adding another touchdown in the second half, 55-zip. The final score here with 6 total touchdowns. Falcons now 8-0 on the season, 1 win away from perfection. Next week they go to Ashland.
Tony, we've seen a lot of football in our days. Have you ever seen anything like Mr. Hare? He's special, isn't he?
It's like watching a video game in real life.
Every week.
Yeah.
Way to go, Blair Oaks. Keep it going. Only 2 unbeaten teams in mid-Missouri. The Blair Oaks Falcons gunning for a perfect regular season, finishing the Tri-County slate at Southern Boone and Ashland. Soboko opening the game, recovered an onside kick, which sets up this Austin Evans to Brady Dapkus. Makes the guy miss, dances in the end zone, extra point blocked, 6-0. All Blair Oaks after that. Dylan Hare fakes it to the running back, takes it into the end zone himself. Then Hayden Lackman, the freshman, takes the hand. He finds the end zone. Not long after that, it's Hare punching it in again. Blair Oaks completes the unbeaten season, a 63-6 win. Those Falcons are running. Who's going to stop them? And welcome to a wet and windy football Friday night. Rod Smith along with Tony Mullen. You know, we made it through the season with pretty good weather.
Yeah, but then we got to week 11, and here we were. A lot of changes this week. We had a couple of games moved to tomorrow, some others starting earlier today to beat the weather, and that's what
the Blair Oaks Falcons coming off a first-round bye, hosting a Class 2 district semifinal against North Callaway. Oh, man, Blair Oaks starts fast every week, don't they? Dylan Hare, 21 yards. That's the first of many Blair Oaks touchdowns. The ensuing kickoff, watch this play. Zach Pringer snatches the ball away, turns that into a Falcon touchdown, 14-0. Then it's Hayden Lackman rushing in. A 3-score game for the Falcons. All green guys tonight. Rolling along, it's Hare looking deep to Nick Clauser, 35 yards, and the touchdown. Hare on the ground. He'll make a few guys miss. Strolling into the end zone, he makes it look so easy, doesn't he? 26 yards on the score, and he wasn't done. Hare to the air, finds his man Adam Hall. This would cap 6 first-quarter touchdowns. The lead was 43-0. Blair Oaks looking unbeatable. Yeah, they are. Hare to Hall again. 6 total touchdowns for Hare tonight. Blair Oaks wins it 71-14 over North Cal. They will play Borgia next week. The Knights have to come to Blair Oaks. They beat Herman 40-21. Good evening and welcome to a cold district championship football Friday night. We started the night with 8 mid-Missouri teams playing for district titles. We'll begin our unbeaten team in mid-Missouri. One of the few in the entire state, the Blair Oaks Falcons. Tony Mullen watched the Falcons tonight in a district championship matchup.
Yeah, and more of the same, really. They've been lighting up the scoreboard every week. 71 last Friday against North Callaway. Incredible district championship game on the home field tonight against St. Francis Borgia. They've never beaten the Knights before. Of course, they'd only played twice. Blair Oaks trying to flip the script this evening. First possession, yeah, they're going to go for it on 4th and 6, and Dylan Hare does that. 43-yard touchdown pass to Nick Clauser, 7-0 Blair Oaks. A few minutes later, we've seen the Falcons do this before. Blocking the punt, Holden Brand gets his hand on this one. That sets up the Falcons with great field position, and 2 plays later, it's going to be Hare. Taking this one himself, 21 yards. It's 14-0 Blair Oaks. Borgia, long touchdown drive, got to within 7, but the Falcons had an answer. Hayden Lackman, 9 yards, scored 21-7 after a quarter. More points in the second quarter. And check out this play. Some defense. Alec Weber with the pick back on his own 11-yard line. And this is going to take a little bit. Just watch this unfold. Down the near sideline, going to cut back to the middle, starting to run out of breath a little bit here. He gets away from one tackler. Is he going to make it? They tackle him at the 1. 88 yards, and he's a yard shy of the end zone. Falcons would score on the next play, though, and they put a lot of points on the board again in the second quarter. Jackson Marshall returned a blocked punt for a touchdown. Hare with a couple of more scores. This one on the ground from 35 yards out. About a 35-yard touchdown pass before the half. That is pretty to a wide-open Joey Wilde. 48-7 at halftime, 54-14 the final. Blair Oaks still unbeaten, marching on to the Class 2 quarterfinals. And they will need to make a road trip next week towards St. Louis. Lift for Life Academy beats up on New Madrid County Central tonight, 66-26. It's the second time in the district playoffs the Hawks have scored 66 points. So it'll be Blair Oaks against Lift for Life. Maybe a lot of points in that game next weekend.
Could be. You know, Blair Oaks came into the season on a mission.
Yes.
And they have done nothing to doubt anybody that they could make a great run. Ted LePage doing an awesome job over there.
They have just run everybody just out of the building. It's
Gives
just
us
been
a lot to
incredible to
talk
watch.
about. A lot of highlights, aren't they?
Quite a few.
Man. Thanks a lot, Tony.
For the final time this fall, we have a new slate of Football Friday Night Play of the Week nominees. Starting things off at Rockbridge, Stephen Gibson back fielding the kickoff, and he takes it all the way in for the touchdown. The kick six putting Rockbridge on the board, but they would eventually fall to DeSmet in the district championship, and their season comes to an end. Our second nominee from Blair Oaks, Alex Weberg, picking off the pass. He returns it 88 yards, but he is tackled at the one. Great interception return from him. Blair Oaks defeating Borgia. They move on to the Class 2 state semifinals. And our last nominee of the night, coming from Boonville, Colby Caton, breaking tackles and getting into the end zone. A 56-yard touchdown run for the Pirate quarterback. 1 of 4 on the day for him. Boonville gets the win over Moberly. They move on to the Class 3 state quarterfinals. Voting for Plays of the Week will go live tomorrow morning. The winner will be announced later on this week.
Back on the practice field today, preparing for a state quarterfinal game Saturday afternoon, matched with Lift for Life Academy in St. Louis, a team that comes in at 9-3 with a lot of athletes, including some talented running backs behind a big offensive line. The Hawks beat New Madrid County Central 66-26 to advance to play Blair Oaks. The Falcons have been winning big all season. Since week 1, 35 points is the closest any team has come to beating Blair Oaks.
There's 8 teams practicing right now in Class 2. Why not go out and have fun? You know what? You never get opportunities that you ever think are going to come again. You know, when you're young, you're like, oh, this happens all the time. This doesn't happen all the time. I think we take a little bit more pride in it because of what happened last year. So we're just going to sit back and continue to work. We're having great practices. The unbelievable film work. Again, the communication between players and coaches is outstanding. We're just going to sit back, have some fun, and go play some football.
School football state quarterfinal play in St. Louis. Blair Oaks Falcons taking a Lift for Life Academy, playing at Cardinal Ritter High School in St. Louis. Great show of support from the Falcon fans who traveled well. Sloppy start from both teams. Blair Oaks would find the end zone. Hayden Lackman runs it in 7-0 Falcons. Big second quarter for Blair Oaks. They would take over. Brady Kirkran goes in to make it a 14-0 Falcon lead. Dylan Hare takes over from there. The All-State quarterback adding to his career yards. 29-yard touchdown. It's a 21-0 lead, Blair Oaks. And how about the defense? They've been playing well all year long. Great game today. Big sack, Bryson Varner on a 4th down play. Blair Oaks ball. Late first half. Hare going to the air. Joe Wilde on the other end. Big game. That would set up another Falcon touchdown. Hare on the keeper, 8 yards, and he goes in. Blair Oaks leading 28-0 at halftime. Didn't take long to score in the second. The defense, again, coming up big. Tackling the Hawks at their own goal line. Fumble. It's Bryson Varner recovering in the end zone for the touchdown, making a 35-0 Blair Oaks lead. Turbo clock, not bad on a day like this. And this isn't too bad either. Hare to Alec Weber. What a great catch in the end zone here. Blair Oaks wins 42-0. The Falcons are 12-0. They're heading to the state semifinals.
Our players are awesome. It's fun to be around these guys. They just went out. We really started the game poorly. Dylan was so mad at himself. He took his shirt off and said, nope, I'm not doing this. We're going to go bare-armed. And then after that, toughed it out. But our rest of our team, boy, defensively, wow, what a good offensive football team. And to shut them out, really proud of our guys.
Great win for Blair Oaks. The Falcons are back in the state semis. They'll play 1 week from today at Bowling Green, who beat Lafayette County. The Falcons and Bobcats both 12-0.
Blair Oaks making the trip to Bowling Green. Both the Falcons and Bobcats coming in with perfect 12-0 records. The top 2 scoring teams in Class 2 for Missouri. And you can see why this afternoon. Bowling Green scoring first. Blair Oaks answered quickly. Dylan Hare, the 20-yard pass to Hayden Lackman, the freshman, getting it for the score. 8-8 the score at that point. Falcons would take the lead late in the first quarter. Hare with the 64-yard connection to Joey Wilde. Crazy game. The Bobcats right back, making it 16-15. More fireworks in the second quarter. They would exchange touchdowns. Hare to Adam Hall. This one going for 51 yards, but Bowling Green returning the ensuing kickoff for a touchdown. Falcons trailing by 3. Back and forth through the first half. Watch Hare go. He had another huge day, taking this one 49 yards to the house, but again, Bowling Green had an answer. A little defense mixed in, a pair of interceptions before Blair Oaks regained the lead on this Hayden Lackman touchdown run. 35-32, Blair Oaks in the lead. This time, the Falcons would keep it and add on. Check out this incredible run from Hare before halftime. 69 yards. He will not be taken down. Blair Oaks leading 41-32 at the half, a combined 73 points for both teams. The Falcons would seemingly take control in the second half. Hare finds Hall for the 20-yard score, and then Hare and Lackman hooking up, making it 54-32. Bowling Green not going away, but Blair Oaks would add another couple late TDs. They take this one 66-48. The Falcons are 13-0 and heading to the Class II state championship game.
I mean, that's a good team, and we just came out and ready to play, and that's what we did.
And we thought we could score them. We thought we could really score a lot of points on these guys, but big win. I don't know. I'm going to go home and enjoy it, and tomorrow we're going to get back and we're going to work for Lamar.
The win takes the Falcons to the Class II state title game. There they will face Lamar next Friday at Faroe Field.
Blair Oaks High School ready to play for another state championship. The Wardsville School won a volleyball state title last month. Tomorrow, the Falcon football team will play Lamar on Faroe Field in Columbia. This will also mark the end of a remarkable high school career for Blair Oaks quarterback Dylan Hare. He shattered school records and state records. The first in Missouri to pass for more than 10,000 yards, rush for more than 5,000. But as head coach Ted LePage says, he plays for something more important than those numbers.
He really doesn't care about all the accolades, and I'm being honest, he really doesn't. His main mission since day one of this season has been, we want to win it. We want to win it. This is what we want to do. As gifted as he is, he's even a better person.
Yeah, it means a lot to me, especially playing with people I grew up with, and starting from 4th grade, even in flag football, and then growing up and playing our last game together. That's all I want to end my career, is get another ring.
Send off at 11 a.m. tomorrow. Game time is 3 in Columbia. This was a battle. Blair Oaks had been dominating all season, coming off that wild win last weekend in the semifinals at Bowling Green. This one goes down to the wire today. Lamar leading 7-0 after one quarter. Blair Oaks scoreless on the first 3 possessions until Dylan Hare hit Alec Weberg on the slant. He goes 78 yards for the touchdown. Lamar, though, marched right back and scored. Blair Oaks trailed through the first half, but a big touchdown right before halftime. Hare to Nick Clauser, 36 yards. That was huge. Falcons go into halftime down by just 2, 14-12, and they came out with a great start in the second half. Played some tough defense and took their first lead on the Hare 49-yard touchdown run. Dylan making his 53rd and final high school start for Blair Oaks. Falcons up 20-14. Again, Lamar would answer back in front. Hare shaken up a bit, had to leave the game for a couple plays, got right back in, carried in another touchdown. Blair Oaks back with the lead 26-21, and then a huge play. Hare finds Alec Weberg again. Second long touchdown for this combination, 72 yards. Hare had a hand in all 5 Blair Oaks touchdowns. Lamar got 1 touchdown back. They were driving late when the Blair Oaks defense would hold, and the Falcons hold on to win it. 32-27, big celebration on Faroe Field. For the 3rd time in 5 years, Blair Oaks wins the state football championship.
It's awesome, especially playing with my best friends, starting off flag football, 4th grade, just having our last game together means a lot.
For those kids to continue to fight and stay with it on both sides, really proud of both programs. Dadgummit, I'm really proud of our guys, man. We fought through a lot this game and continued, and man, hats off to the players.
And a big congrats to Ted LePage and the Blair Oaks family. Amazing season. That is 2 state titles for the Falcons this fall, football and volleyball.